Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran. And be in the woods, people. It's where bears live, don't you know? And 7 out of 8 TikTok women, they would agree they'd rather see a bear in the woods than a man in the woods. It's YouTube's #1 show. Buy a bear, your emotional support animal. Ready to go, people. I am ready to go. Back at it yet again for another great episode here. Barely live. You didn't get to check us out last night. We had a heck of a show with the old chat council. So if you got some time later on, not right now, we've got important things to talk about, but later on, go check it out. Some good, fun stuff, people. Yes, indeed. Well, I am ready. I've been ready. Gosh dang it, I've been waiting here. Ready to go all day long. We got an interesting show for you, people. We are not taking any prisoners tonight, people. We are going to be ripping off that bandage, and we're going to go right at it, people. Gosh, I should probably just go ahead and do the campaign updates right now. Enough jibber jabber, bear. Get right to it, man. So, all right, let me do the thing with things. Saying hello to Amy and P Money. We can ride bears. Why didn't anyone tell P Money that you could ride bears? Well, because it's dangerous, P Money. That's why the guy has a coat of armor on. So a little hard to get the claws through the coat of armor there. But all right, let me get right to it here, people. Of course, go check out Gary Shippen, Titan Mouse of Might Volume 3, Miasma. Good stuff there from him, and also Uncle E here as well, if I can find it. There we go. Came up about $100. Not too bad at all, sir. But we've got an update. That would be, people, from ya boy, Zach, a.k.a. Richard C. Meyer. He's got a mid-May update, people. He says, hi, everyone. Well, hello. Kenneth Lowe has turned in another batch, I was going to say final batch, of finished pages for Closer to Heaven, people. That's right. That would be the love story there between Bear and Taylor Swift. Closer to Heaven. He says, thanks. And that's from Richard. So there you go. Nice little, I would assume maybe watercolor. I'm assuming he's doing a little watercoloring there. So looks pretty good, ya boy. Kenneth Lowe as well. Good stuff out there. If you want to go check it out, that is the Jawbreakers contingency. Jawbreakers, I want to say 5? 4? 5? I think we had 4. So I think this is 5. If Bear is keeping up. Everybody died in the second one, so I don't know how they can continue on. Maybe they're spirit animals that they come, haunt people or, scare people or something like that. I have no idea. But need to get back on my... on the old... I just need to read, people. Essentially just read. Is your boy making a comic about Katy Perry in space? Closer to Heaven, asked P-Money. Our problem is we brought Katy Perry back. That was the only downside to what happened. That and Gayle King, who apparently is out at CBS News here coming up in a couple months, so... I guess she gets to go mooch off of Oprah again. I have no idea. No idea what's going on there. But yeah, that was the only downside to it. They brought the capsule back. Gosh dang it. Did we really need to? Did we really need to bring back Katy Perry after sending her into space? They didn't even go into space, honestly. They went up into the atmosphere and then came back down. That was it. You can do it in a balloon. It's not like that big of a deal. He says, hey, NASA, I want to get my astronaut wings. NASA's like, no, you didn't go high enough. Get out of here. Beat feet, Katy Perry. Beat feet, madam. Beat feet. So, all right. Oh boy, do we have a show for you people. I have been biting at the bit, chomping at the bit here to come and tell you... the great, well, I don't want to say great news. We're going to be tearing some new posterior sides here, people. Going to be tearing some new ones out here, so let's jump right on into it. This is going to be a long one, people. I hope this doesn't bore people. Bear is going to do the best he can out here, because we gotta confront. We gotta confront some of this stuff and not necessarily push back, but just like push off the edge. It's like, okay, what's that scene in 300 where they just push the guy into the cliff? That's what we're gonna be doing here today. A little bit of DEI pushing right off into the cliff. Crying out loud. Technically, if I jump, am I not higher in the atmosphere? That's correct. I mean, technically that's true, but what they're talking about is, are they astronauts? And there's like a certain limit to it. I forget what it is. 100 miles up or something like that. I forget which. I apologize, people. But yeah, they did not make it. They went up, and then if you believe what went on and possibly did not go on, they came back down, and that was that. And they never even reached orbit. They just kind of went up and then came back down. So, yay, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, they should have just left them all up there. With dwindling oxygen supplies and a live stream of everything. That would have been Bear's dream. Bye-bye, Gail King. See you later. But that's not what happened, people. That's not what happened at all. All right, well, I have a very... It's not important story, but one of the things that Bear tries to tell people and cue people in on, basically trying to read the trades and read between the lines of what's going on out there. I was watching a video, gosh, I don't know, a week or so ago, Midnight's Edge. They were talking about the new The Batman that they think. They don't know if it's coming out or not, but The Batman that's coming, number 2, apparently is not going to be happening. Apparently, the Penguin is done. There's not going to be a season 2 of that. So the Penguin is done. So possibly also the Batman 2 as well. But anyways, they were talking about that and yada, yada, yada. You know, the other guy there, Tom Connors. You know, according to Tom Connors' sources. And I'm like, BS. Come on, man, get out of here. That guy, that bald-headed fool, he don't have no... He don't have no sources out there. He just reads the trades, kind of comes up with a couple plans out there, and kind of reads between the lines. Like, oh, okay, this might be what happens. My sources tell me this might be what happens. No, you don't. Get out of here. You don't have no sources. Crying out loud. Oh, my sources were wrong. Oh, no, you were wrong. Shut up. Anyways, deadline. How the industry is responding because they have the TDS to Trump's rollback. Not the United States, not the people of America and possibly Canada out here. How we're trying to roll back on DEI and say the heave-ho out here. No, it's Trump's rollback, people. Trump's rollback. Tom Connor, you doubt the Tom Connor? I don't know who that is. He's like one half of Midnight's Edge. I like Andre. I think he's pretty good. Tom Connor's, not so much. He came up with Corn Sweat, which I liked. I'll steal that from him. I'll give him credit, but I'll steal that from him. Other than that, I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy. Can read all this stuff, but it's like, come on. According to his sources, get out of here. Get out of here. You just read the trades, and you can kind of figure out what's going on just by reading between the lines, people. How the industry is responding to Trump's rollback on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Let's just say DEI is alive and well in Hollywood, people. Well, please tell us more out here. That would be from Ted Johnson, Matthew Carey, and Destiny Jackson, people. It's a very long article here. We're going to get through it, people. I'm trying to make it as entertaining as Bear can. Gosh dang it, it rubbed Bear the wrong way, people. Rubbed him definitely the wrong way. Ted Johnson, what a schmuck. What a total schmuck out here. I was looking through Deadline here. Here's another great article from the schmuck out here, Ted Johnson. Let's see, what is it? Donald Trump. They have freaking TDS like nobody's business. Says Comcast ought to be investigated after Peter Alexander asked the POTUS a question about Qatar gifting a $400 million jet. That's not what happened at all, you schmuck. Here's the headline. Donald Trump. It's like, okay, this guy out here asks a question, and now he's going to be investigated. Oh my goodness. Well, let's go to. Well, hold on. Let's go through this. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the way at the end at 11 paragraphs. You get one sentence on what was actually happening here at his Oval Office meeting with Ramaphosa, South African president. Trump showed a video which he said backed up his claims that white South Africans were victims of mass killings. That should have been the frickin' headline. Ted Johnson, you schmuck. And of course they have to add that and then put in the rebuttal. They couldn't, like, okay, and nowhere in here is there a video of what happened that people can go and check out. According to factcheck.org, description situation as a genocide is a mischaracterization of the term. I mean, really, he should have said mass killing instead of genocide. I mean, really, come on, it's a very technical term, don't you know? And, at factcheck.org, we know we are the fact checkers out here. We know what's going on. Well, let's go to the tape, people, because Bear has that right here. Let's check it out. Oh, hold on. I got to do the thing with the thing. 1 second here. So you people can hear what's going on. 1 second here. Thing with the thing. Let's go to. That'd be the tape, people. Let's do it here. Let's go ahead. Here is the tape. They just got done showing. That's 25 minutes into it. They just got done showing all of the video of all of the, quote, mass killing / genocide that's happening in South Africa. And here is the very important question that apparently, what's his face? What's the stupid guy's name? Ted Johnson doesn't want you to know. So let's go. Tail of the tape. Let's check it out here. If I can do it here. 1 second. Thing with the thing, for crying out loud. Oh, I got to turn up the volume too. That would help. There we go. All right, here we go.
They're all white farmers. The family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving. They're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who was killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road, you have crosses.
You know, from all the genocide.
Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen.
It's in your country, dummy.
Okay.
I mean, it's in South Africa. That's
pretty much.
We need to find out.
Accepting a Qatari jet to be used as Air Force One.
What are you talking about?
They just showed freaking genocide. And what's the first question that this guy asks? Oh, hey, what about a jet? Let's see what the answer is.
What are you talking about? You know, you to get out of here. What does this have to do with the Qatari jet? They're giving the United States Air Force a jet, okay? And it's a great thing. We're talking about a lot of other things. It's NBC trying to get off the subject of what you just saw. You are a real, you're a terrible reporter. Number one, you don't have what it takes to be a reporter. You're not smart enough. But for you to go into a subject about a jet that was given to the United States Air Force, which is a very nice thing, they also gave $5.1 trillion worth of investment in addition to the jet. Go back, you ought to go back to your studio at NBC, because Brian Roberts and the people that run that place, they ought to be investigated. They are so terrible the way you run that network, and you're a disgrace. No more questions from you. Go ahead. Go ahead, talk about that. His name is Peter something. He's a terrible reporter. Quiet. Let's go.
Thank you so much, President Trump and Klaus from
All right, there we go. So that was the question, all right? There was the question and answer back and forth. And here you have, where is it here? Hold on one second. There we go. Here you have Ted Johnson with his Johnson hanging out, trying to say, Comcast ought to be investigated after Peter Alexander asked POTUS question about Qatar's gifting of $400 million jet. No, they're talking about freaking genocide in South Africa, you moron. So this guy, Ted Johnson, helping out the cause here. By the way, if you ever want to send an email to Ted Johnson, that'd be T Johnson at deadline.com. T Johnson at deadline.com. Ted Johnson joined Deadline 2020 and is based in Washington, D.C., where he covers politics for a website that basically covers Hollywood. He was a contributor to publications such as Politico, which got a whole bunch of money from USAID. So anyways, there is Ted Johnson. That's what a schmuck Ted Johnson is. So you can kind of figure that out as we go through the article here. That would be DEI. Not to be confused with genocide. DEI, not DIE. Just outside the Motion Picture Association in Washington, D.C., the streetwide 2-block letters that spelled out Black Lives Matter have been removed. The disappearance of the streetscape, put in place following the George Floyd protest, very peaceful, by the way, in 2020, is indicative of what's happening in Trump 2.0. An all-out war. That looked like an all-out war, right? Where he told the reporter to go shove it, right? It's not like South Africa where they just throw the opponents in jail, or worse. No. It's an all-out war, of course, on diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in the government and outside of it. Hollywood has a varied response, with some entertainment figures speaking out, while other studios and their corporate parents have tried to lay low. Which, by the way, they're trying to put... Again, this is why you try to read between the lines with this stuff. Why are they laying low? Come on, shouldn't you speak out? Large corporate parents out there, says Ted Johnson and his Johnson. But there's quite a contrast between pre- and post-Trump. Universal's Wicked, which premiered in November, is still promoted on Comcast's corporate page for its DEI, including lead character who uses a wheelchair. Really? The bald-headed lady? She's in a wheelchair? I had no idea. By contrast, the March release of Snow White with Rachel Ziegler. Why do they have to include a Latina actress? Unless that was the complaint in the first place. You could have just said Rachel Ziegler. I don't care if she's Latina or not. Was put in the lead, put Disney in a bit of a crisis mode amid a loud and emboldened right-wing casting backlash, which Bear was not a part of. And I got a lot of complaints because I said, that Rachel Ziegler, she might be right. The first weekend opening of Snow White, when she said weird, when referring to the movie made 80 years ago and why audiences made up of her generation and her gender might not go to the movie. I think she was right about that. Under Trump, the backlash has morphed into one with regulatory implications. The president's appointee to lead the FCC has launched investigations into the so-called, they can't even say, and then they put scare quotes, for crying out loud. He says taking letters off the street. Yeah, that sounds like a war to Democrats. Probably. So-called scare quotes discriminatory DI practices of Comcast and Disney. They're not so-called, and they are discriminatory because they actually came out with their DEI stuff before they scrubbed their websites to say that they were going to be hiring a certain percentage of non-white, trans, gay, female, whatever the case, but as long as you're not a white male, you're coming over to Comcast, you're coming over to Disney. We've got quotas out there, which are, by the way, illegal, people. While suggesting that he would move to block planned mergers of companies still engaged in the practices. Donald Trump, you're a wussy. We need to stop the blocked planned mergers of companies and start breaking them up. That's what I would say. Old TR, Teddy Roosevelt, would agree with old Bear here. Break them up. Not just her gender, basically every gender did want to go see Snow White. Yeah, because why? Like, why, right? Why would you want to go see Snow White? You can go see the actual beautiful movie back in the 1930s. It did a great job. What added to the new live-action movie? What was added to it other than a Latina actress playing a was she German or was she like Switzerland? I forget. Snow White out there, supposed to be. In recent months, Warner Brothers Discovery, Paramount Global, and Disney have altered policies. In the case of Warner Brothers Discovery, they ended participation in third-party surveys, while Disney ended a Reimagine Tomorrow initiative. No, they didn't. They just renamed Reimagine Tomorrow. That's all that they did. They just renamed it, which highlights stories from underrepresented communities. But by the way, underrepresented community, are they paying? Do they just have a whole bunch of money in their pocket that they're just waiting to burn until they see their communities represented? And then they're going to go to the screen and here, like dollar bills at the strip club. Here, go right ahead. Take all my money. Is that what we're waiting on? Is that what we're going with the underrepresented communities? Is that how that works? Is that how it works? Let's check out how that works, by the way. Warner Brothers Discovery. S&P downgrades Warner Brothers Discovery to junk. Literal junk. This fool right here lost half the value of the company trying to go after DEI. He still got a raise. $30 million or something like that. He got like a 3% raise. His stocks are junk status. He lost half the value of his company over, 3 years, 4 years? But yeah, Warner Brothers doing great out there. Doing great. Okay, oops, where am I? Here we go. But despite those changes, Carr wrote in a letter to CEO Bob Iger that he wanted to ensure Disney ends all discriminatory practices in substance and not just names. Well, hey, Ted Johnson, this would be a great time to tell your audience out there a deadline to say, hey, that's exactly what Disney did. Scare quotes. That's what they did. They decided to rename Reimagine Tomorrow. That's all that they did. They just shuffled the cards. That's all that they did. He went on to cite inclusion standards at ABC that 50% of regular and reoccurring characters come from underrepresented groups. Who are underrepresented groups? Oh, something he wrote did have forced racial and identity quotas into every level of production. Every level. So you're not just talking about characters, right? You're talking about crew as well, above the line and below the line, right? So now you have all of these racial and gender quotas from these companies that are illegal. You can't do that. But Ted Johnson, Deadline, they really want to know that they're on the right side of history, people. Peabody's glad. He was worried that the Zaslav did not get a raise. Yeah, check it out. The last show we talked about CEO pay and like the Comcast people. I think they were the only ones that had a reduction in pay, and that's only because they're splitting the company off and they're losing a whole bunch of money. Talking Bears is a underrepresented group. That's true, sir. That's definitely true. Disney spokesperson, we're reviewing it. Yeah, we're going to check it out. Comcast spokesperson, by the way, can you name those people? No? All right, whatever. We've received an inquiry, blah, blah, blah. We're going to continue, yada, yada, yada. That the company's delivered a neutral response is no surprise, they say. In these early days of the Trump administration, media companies are largely hunkering down and hoping for the best. Trump's executive order on January 21st doesn't just eliminate DI policies in the federal government. Yay! That's exactly what we voted for. It directs each federal agency to identify up to 9 potential investigations or large corporations, nonprofits, and foundations for their practices. Right on. When it comes to the FCC, though, there are questions about just how far the agency could reach into the private sector. Really, you didn't have that problem when people were refusing the jab. I didn't see Deadline come out and say, hey, how far can the Department of Health reach into the private sector to require companies to force their people to get the jab? Because now we know, thanks to the Health and Human Services out here, that people under 65 should not get the Wu-Flu vax because it doesn't work, Google. Let's see you change your policy on there. Haven't found out if they have or not, but we'll see. We'll see how long this stream lasts here. When it comes to the FCC, although Carr has emphasized the FCC's regulatory authority over broadcast stations, FCC rules prohibit discrimination in hiring practice on the basis of race, color, religion, national origin, or gender by broadcasters, cable and satellite providers, but potential punishment for companies upholding the DEI policies like rejecting a broadcast license may be years away. The next renewal dates are not until 2028. Well, they're focusing on the FCC. Hey, Ted Johnson and your Johnson, maybe you should be a little bit more worried about the Department of Justice, because this would go to the Civil Rights Division because it is discriminatory practice as a criminal matter and not a broadcast matter. But the vaccine still gave me free Wi-Fi at least, right, says P-Money. How many jabs did Joe Biden get? And why all of a sudden did Joe Biden just suddenly, out of the blue, out of nowhere, get cancer? And listen, I'm not trying to, we all wish him the best out there. Cancer is a terrible disease out there, and we don't wish that on anybody, but he does have it. All of a sudden, it was turbocharged after he got like 27 vaccine shots. That's really interesting. That's really, really interesting. Google, if you want to come on after me, come on, let's go. FCC Commissioner Anna Gomez, a Democrat, they say, said during an appearance at the National Association of Broadcasters convention, I hope to get there one day whenever we do a professional show. Not today, though. With all these efforts, the harassment is really the point. Oh, really? Huh. No way. And it's not like Democrats ever harass people. Huh. The harassment's really the point. Not the end goal, because in the end, this is not defensible under our authority. No, not your authority at the FCC. That would be the Department of Justice. So when you see companies capitulating, that's the end goal, and we're saying that. So they go to somebody named Roger Ross Williams, who I am sure is as fruity as a $2 bill out here, people. One story up holds ties to its DEI roots. Oh, really? Tell us more, sir. Tell us more. This might go into the court case. A cold wind blowing from Washington will knock out Oscar winner Roger Ross Williams. No, sir. Let's just say DEI is alive and well at one story up. Well, hey, all those companies to go after. Maybe the production company called One Story Up might be a great place to start. He says the production company, co-founded with Jeff Martz, this is our mission. It's always been our mission. And we'll always give opportunity to people from marginalized communities and outsiders. That's the definition of discrimination, you moron. You just wrote it in a trade publication for wide release. So I'd call on Blondie Pam Bondi out there to check out One Story Up. One Story Up with, what's his name? Roger Ross Williams. I'm pretty sure he is engaged in large-scale discrimination. Major Hollywood corporations have scaled back or eliminated DEI programs and so have Hollywood studios from Disney to Paramount and Warner Brothers Discovery. But Williams says he's still seeking diverse talent. Well, good for you, sir. I searched them out, he comments. It's not so hard to find people who have not been offered opportunities. They're actually everywhere. What? No way. No, you mean the town that was founded on saying no. They are not hard to find people that need opportunities. Huh, no way. Me and my team, we're constantly out there. I go to festivals. I watch shorts. There's so many places to go and find young talent. Young talent. In April, Williams received the Impact Award. Oh, pardon me. Let me take a drink. From the Miami Film Festival. While in town, he spent time at the First Take Youth Film Program, an organization that teaches kids from all across Miami. Oh, terrific. Black kids. Wait a minute. Filmmaking experience. Wait a minute. Hold on. I thought you were teaching kids from all across Miami. And I would assume that there would be more Hispanic people in Miami than there would be black people. So why are you just focusing on black people? Especially black kids, to find young talent. I had an amazing conversation, really inspiring them that even though they may come from situations where they don't have opportunities or mentorship to become filmmakers, they can do it too. So can just about anybody. Why not just go to Miami and say, hey, if you're a good filmmaker out there, come on by, First Impact, One Up Stories. Yeah. Williams grew up in eastern Pennsylvania, raised by a single mom who worked as a housekeeper. Let's give us the frickin' biography of this guy. Despite a lack of connections, he got a foothold in television production. That's what the casting couch is for. In 2010, he became the first African-American director to win an Oscar for a short documentary, Music by Prudence. How many of us in the chat have heard of the Oscar-winning documentary Music by Prudence? Anybody want to raise their hand? Anybody? Music by Prudence. Music by Prudence, people. Couldn't have anything to do with Hispanics more and more voting for Trump. You could also say that about the black community as well. A chat does not reflect or endorse any cancer opinions from Talking Bears. We still follow our Google overlords. Says member in good standing P Money out here. He earned his second Oscar nomination for his 2016 documentary feature, Life Animated. Boy, I remember that movie. It's a great... I'd never even seen that. Last year, Stamped from the Beginning, his documentary based on the book by Ibrahim X. Kendi, earned an Emmy nomination. Ibrahim X. Kendi is a race hustler of the highest degree. Even Al Sharpton probably looks up to that guy. Says, wow, that X. Kendi... I forget his actual name. That's not his actual name. He just came up with the X part. I'm going to be cool, man. I'm going to put X in my name. The year before, the 1619 Project. What? No way. His series based on the Nicole Hannah Johnson's Pulitzer Prize. By the way, Pulitzer, you probably should get that back. Winning work, won an Emmy. What? No way. Last year it won an Emmy for the 1619 Project? Huh. Wow, how did that happen? I've heard of Music by Prudence, says P-Money, just 2 seconds ago when you mentioned it. Stamped in the 1619 Project earned acclaim for dissecting structural racism and examining the foundation. Which, by the way, okay, first off, I suppose you just literally have to be insane if you're a liberal out there, because you have to have two competing... things in your mind, and they both have to be true at the same time to be legit. Otherwise, you would go legitimately insane. So this fella became the first African-American director to win an Oscar. Got another Oscar nomination a couple years ago has won an Emmy and also a Pulitzer Prize winner as well. Okay, so he got all that stuff, but at the same time, there's structural racism that's trying to hold him down. Okay, how did that work? How did that work? How did he go win those awards when he was being held down at the same time? That's really a struggle, people. And examining the foundational contributions of African Americans to the nation's economic prosperity and artistic riches. Other than you, sir, I don't know any of your films, and it's not very rich at all. The film and the series were so incisive, in fact, that they played a key role in triggering the defense of anti-DIY backlash or blacklash, either or. Wow, what great job, sir. Great job. I put out the 1619 project. I won my Pulitzer Prize. And then because of that, because we're so structurally racist, we allowed you to get all of those awards. And then afterwards, we proceed with the backlash. That's how it works. Yeah, it totally makes sense. Oh, I see. You're right, Peabody. He only won one Emmy. He needed to win 5 to escape the structural racism. We're looking at the pendulum swing, but there will be resistance to that, he affirms. The pendulum will swing back the other way, so this isn't permanent. What's happening? Hey, Williams, you complete moron. You're using a pendulum as your analogy here. So yes, the pendulum swings one way. And you think, oh, well, all I gotta do is just wait some time, wait it out, and that pendulum will swing back the other way where I'm at. And that's where the pendulum will stay. No, it won't. You used it in your old analogy. It's gonna swing back the other way, you moron. Crying out loud. So that's that guy. Asia Chang. Oh, pardon me. Chai Chang. Aisha Chai Chang. And the fight for inclusive means thinking outside the box, people. Here's how you think outside the box. There's no box. As the founder and CEO of Love My Productions, and if not, apparently you're racist, a company dedicated to champion films made with or by disabled creatives, Asia Chang Chang is working to make the industry more inclusive. More inclusive? More? How much more inclusive do we need to be? Oh, for crying out loud. Man, I thought we were inclusive enough, but nope, we need to make it more inclusive. It's never enough, people. The company says was born out of the idea of supporting other disabled filmmakers. Okay, not bad. I guess, maybe, sure, why not? However, they say, as a first-generation Afro-Latina Caribbean, what? Hold on, people. As a first generation, let's count the ways here. Afro, okay, Latina, and Caribbean, Asian, okay. Am I up to 6 now? Afro, Latina, Caribbean, Asian, American, 5. I'm taking away the American. It's just 4. Wouldn't Caribbean cover the Afro-Latina parts? Couldn't you just say you're Caribbean Asian? How does that work? Man, holy cow, that's a long boat ride. Afro-Latina, Caribbean, Asian, American. That is oh, wow. Okay, anyways. She also ran into intersectionality roadblock. What? As an Afro-Latina, Caribbean, Asian American lady, and a cripple as well? Oh, for crying out loud. Oh, God, I said cripple. Oh, my God. Pardon me, people. Pardon me. He gets around at least, says P-Money. That's true. That's true. When I meet someone as a business creative, they would assume, oh, you're black. You are? I thought you were Latina or Caribbean or Asian. Whatever. So you'll make those type of films. You mean like the guy that you just mentioned before that did the 1619 project? You must be one of those people. Oh, okay. But the truth is that her interests are multifaceted, people. From anime to family to children's content. Oh, boy. They told me, not ask me what I was making. Yeah, when you're out there and you're asking for money from somebody else to go make your project, the money people are going to tell you what to do. If you got your own money, then you can do whatever the heck you want. Let's see. So I just said I'm not asking for permission anymore. I'll just start my own production company and show you what we make. Okay, I'm ready. What do you make? Chang Chang, whose recent credits included the sports drama Unstoppable. Okay. About the life of wrestler Anthony Rubbles. Also works as a production accessibility coordinator. Huh? For studios such as Apple TV, Amazon, and ABC. Behind the scenes, she carves out spaces so that employees can thrive in their work environments. What are the challenges on set? It's the lack of access to get in the room and say, hey, productions, you should consider this before you start filming, she says. Okay, not bad. It's a good start. It can be anything from building code. What? It can be anything from building codes. Building codes? Chang Chang is coming out with building codes. Oh, okay. Now she's working for the city apparently. Okay, well, your set really isn't up to the building codes that we have here. We need to change that out to map systems. Map systems, okay. And using dark mode for what? Okay, we need to use dark mode for documents. Can't you do that already? Or communicating properly when a location like craft services has changed to a farther walk. And you have people with limb differences, wheelchair users, or people like me with respiratory disabilities. The horror! The horror! Oh my God! Oh, the burden that you must hold on to, Chang Chang out there. She really has that burden of like, oh my God, where are craft services today? I need to feed my gullet. Oh my God, craft services. Oh my. I hope the shrimp cocktail, I hope they have enough shrimp cocktail before it runs out. I don't want to see all the people from, the sound department eating all the shrimp cocktail. When the craft services is like a block and a half away. Oh, the horror. The horror of craft services. Why? Chang Chang, I tell you. But during the DEI backslide, how is Chang Chang navigating growing viewers in the industry? We're all asking ourselves. I'm proud to see what we've been able to produce. What have you produced? We have projects that are studio funded. Wait, so you where is it? I'm not asking permission anymore. No, sir. No way. By the way, studio, can you help us out, please? I need to be able to film my Unstoppable about wrestler guy and be able to get your craft services by a golf cart. Yeah, there you go. She says everybody always treated disability like it's a bad word. But weirdly, I think the conversation about taking away policy is... By the way, just for a second, everybody, okay, everyone, okay, that's a really wide angle there, everyone, always, okay, treat disability like a bad word. Okay, so you are in Hollywood. You were there in Hollywood, or you're at the film production set or whatever. 75... And I'm being generous here. 75% of those people are all libs. So everyone would probably include all your friends and relatives and anybody in the industry that you're working with. So they're the ones talking about disability like a bad word. It ain't us. It ain't us out here. We're not saying, oh terrible disability. Go wheelchair yourself somewhere else, down at craft services. Aye. She adds women of color and disabled people are usually the last ones thought of when it comes to gaining opportunities, access to opportunities. That's why I have my company. Disabled people have always been a part of history moving the... Name one. Disabled people have always been a part of history moving the needle. Who do we got? FDR? They didn't even want to tell anybody that he's in a wheelchair. Crying out loud. Who else? Who we got? I don't know. What's the Helen Keller? Helen Keller? Maybe? Possibly? I mean, I'm struggling here. I'm literally struggling to figure out disabled people moving the needle forward in history. I'm really trying to figure that one out. Not really sure about that one. I want to say you're just making stuff up. I'm not going to pretend these challenges weren't discouraging at first, but I'm choosing to stay encouraged about the future. By the way, the people that are discouraging you are the people that you hang out with and are politically aligned with you. Even if studios say they aren't doing it anymore, we've always been independent and found ways to get our voices heard by yelling as loud as we can. Isn't that like getting upset for treating cancer like a bad word? It could be. I mean, really. I mean, these people are emotionally unstable, P-Money. Literally, emotionally, they can't handle it. They can't. Ted Johnson, come on, the Bears channel. Come on, man, if you want to defend your reportage out here, Beer will be here to tear you. I'll tear you another bunghole, Ted. No worries, man. No worries at all. Ashley Eakin, the DGA, that'd be the Directors Guild Association, Disability Alt Co-Chair. Wow, that's a mouthful. Fosters hope for the future of accessible filmmaking, people. Boy, it really seems like you went from Black Lives Matter to disabled people awfully quickly. Awfully quickly here. Between polishing scripts and holding fort on the set. Holding fort on this... What? Is somebody invading the set? What are you doing? Are you up there on the watchtower with a bow and arrow trying to take out... Are you dumping the hot oil onto the Visigoths, trying to like overrun the set? Is that what you're doing? Polishing a script. You're adding a couple lines, lady. That's it. Holding the fort on set. Give me a break. Writer-director Ashley Eakin also serves as an alt co-chair. DGA Disability Community started in 2022. After fellow directors wrote a letter of support in creating an official group. DGA President Leslie LINK-o-RAMA. What's the deal with the three names for Christ? Anytime I see three names, I'm checking out, man. I'm literally checking out. I designated the committee's permanence in 2024. In 2020, companies founded a unified front promising to champion DEI initiatives moving forward. Yeah, that's because if they didn't, they would find their businesses burnt down. I mean, peacefully burnt down, but, still burnt down. Still burnt. It's kind of like, make sure you drop the money at the drop-off. Otherwise, we're going to blow up the children's orphanage. So you're like, okay, I don't want that children's orphanage blown up. I guess we got to move forward with our DEI initiatives. However, when the DGA began tracking inclusionary hirings in episodic television in 22, the results came in that only 0.6% of directors who self-identify as members of the disabled community were hired. Okay, what's the percentage we're looking for here? What's the percentage? 1%? 2%? 20%, 50%, 100%? How many people disabled do we need at the DGA to be able to say, okay, our work here is done. We can close up. What was the name of it? The alt co-chair for the DGA disability. Can we get done when we hit 5%, 10%? What's the percentage? It always seems to be over that next hill. It's like fusion power. It's 10 years away. 10 years away. We'll get there eventually. Well, we're 10 years late. Well, it's another 10 years. Born with a rare bone disease. Who cares? Incan understood the importance of accessibility in her career. DEI opened the door for me, absolutely. I thought women didn't want doors open for them. People realized that disability stories were told without disabled people. They wanted more authentic. By the way, okay, which means that you're a good writer and you might not be disabled, but you're interested to find out what makes people like that tick and what makes them different. And putting that into your writing makes you a better and smarter writer. I don't care if you're holding down the fort or not. But no, we can't do that. We got to go find disabled people to write for disabled people because apparently that's the only way it works. I guess we can only have black people write for black people. We can only have white people write for white people. We can only have women write for women. We can only have bears write for bears. Yeah. Her first writer room was Netflix Mech Cadets, where the team adapted an existing character to have a disability. There we go. An existing character. They broke their legs and put them in a wheelchair. And hey, look at us. Look at us. All right. She's also directed episodes of Apple TV's Best Foot Forward, which follows the everyday life of a preteen boy with a prosthetic leg. You can't make this up, people. I can't make this up. Ted Johnson, you moron. Your best foot forward. Is it the good foot or is it the prosthetic foot? Which one is it? Why are we looking at preteen boys, by the way? But that's another subject. Really, best foot forward. Which foot would that be? She attributes these authentic and inclusive experiences working with actors and crews with disabilities as the reason she ended up joining the DGA. Really? That's why? Not because it's a guild and you need that to help your career moving forward. Guild helps the guild, so you join the guild to be able to, get more directing gigs, or, they wouldn't be writing gigs at the DGA, but you get the idea. More gigs. No, she did it because she loved working with actors and crew with a disability. By the way, if you've got a crew with a disability, you might want to hire another crew member there because, listen, there's certain, you've got to be able to lift certain amount of weights, 50 pounds or something like that. Especially people doing the rigging or, sound, lighting, that sort of stuff. Yeah, we want the guy that, can't lift 5 pounds to work on our set here. Not because we're, racist or anti-discriminatory or anything, but we just want our production to move forward without having to slow down everything for the one guy in the wheelchair, for crying out loud. Amid recent political condemnation of DEI, studios have rolled back their efforts. We need dismantling of the bias, she says. I love that there's many directors with a huge career who have a disability but were hiding in plain sight. Name one. That's one of the reasons I encourage people to identify. They're not coming out of the closet. They have a physical problem. We're in a tricky time right now, so I get it. I can't hide my disability. There's positive ripples that can happen if you disclose. The great thing about the DGA is not only the place for advocating for disabled filmmakers, which, by the way, there's no other DGA, so that's the only place. There are other organizations also trying to make our industry more diverse and include disabled people. So we've already went from the beginning of the article talking about black filmmakers and black/Latina/Asian/Caribbean filmmakers to now disabled people. We've just all of a sudden clumped everybody together here during these dark times of DEI rollback, which it doesn't sound like the people that they talk to are rolling it back. Inclusive unions are a beacon of light. This community has been so valuable because people working in the trade can come and talk about things they're dealing with. I don't care, just as long as the work gets done. I don't want to hear about your stupid problems. Just get it done, lady. When I was younger, I didn't see anyone with a disability directing. Of course there were. And now that I'm in the community and know people that are incredible filmmakers doing this work before anyone started, it's great to see this as a place to show we belong in the industry. That same industry that discriminated against us in the first place. Oh, for crying out loud. For crying out loud. Isn't that like calling a movie about a person in a wheelchair standing up for disability? Stand up, Chuck. Stand up, Chuck. Come on, Chuck. Stand up out there. Great to have Amy back. How was your dinner, Amy? You missed a great... I literally had one story. I talked about the same story for almost an hour here, Amy. It's quite incredible. Quite incredible. Tearing this Ted Johnson a new one. letting people know what a complete moron, here we go, Ted Johnson is here at Deadline. If you want to email him, that would be tjohnson@deadline.com. Deadline.com. Or Ted Stew on Twitter. Ted Stew. Why is it Ted Stew? Should it be Ted John? Whatever. Ted Stew. If you want to go check him out on Twitter, let him know that Bear read his stupid article. And if he wants to come onto the show and defend himself, he is more than welcome. But Teddy, I believe you're a coward. And a punk. And a schmuck as well. All of those together. All of those together here, people. So there we are, people. That's a little wrap up of what's been going on in old Bear's life. Taking just one article, ripping them shred to shred. Ay, people. Ay. All right, folks. Complete, if I may. Stu is not Bear approved. Oh, my goodness. All right. Literally shifting gears here, people. Literally shifting gears. It is Memorial Day weekend coming up, and we got the Indy 500. But, folks, there's going to be a little bit extra at the Indy 500 this year. From the drive, Ronan Glone, whatever. 6 people, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, but 6 Wienermobiles of the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile are going to race for glory this weekend at the Indy Motor Speedway. This coming up Friday, people. Coming up Friday. Let's check it out here. There we go. There are our Wienermobiles at the starting line, ready to go. I forget about Formula One, the Dakar Rally, or the 24 Hours of Le Mans. Something a whole lot more exciting is coming to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway on Friday. 6 examples of the Wienermobile will race against each other in what's being called the Weenie 500, people. They are not kidding there at the drive. We can't make this up. Well, you could, but it's all right. Oscar Mayer is sending 6 Wienermobiles to the track for the first time. And then it's not just any old track, it's the same circuit that will host the sold-out Indy 500 on Sunday. The winners will be crowned after just 2 laps at the 2.5-mile-long oval. Oscar Mayer told the drive, and the same men and women who drive the Wienermobile across the country are gonna race it, people. It doesn't sound like Oscar Mayer will make any mechanical modifications to the 6 hot dog-shaped trucks. They might be called hot rods. Before letting them loose on the track, so don't expect to see a record-breaking speeds or hear Formula One-like exhaust sounds. But they learned that the power comes from a Chevrolet-sourced V8 engine, and that the 27-foot-long, 11-foot-tall body hides a similar frame to something you'd find in a UPS truck. Each Wienermobile will represent different regions' hot dogs. There's the Chai Dog from the Midwest. That's the number 1. The number 2 is the New York Dog for the East Coast. Slaw Dog for the Southeast. Number 3, the Sonoran Dog for the Southwest. I bet you it's got peppers on there. That's number 4. And the Seattle Dog for the Northwest. I say South. Sonora Dog for the Southwest. The Seattle Dog for the Northwest. That's number 5. And last, but sure as hell not least, that would be the Chili Dog from South. Just the South. Okay, number 6. Each driver will wear a custom-made hot dogger suit that they can't wait to see over at the drive. But which dog will win without any lapse times from practice or qualifying, it's hard to tell. But either way, the winner will drink the winner's ketchup, people. God dang it. Roland Glone. We don't put no ketchup on no hot dogs out here. Not where beer's coming from. Looks like the wieners are riding bananas. No, that's just a really small bun. You know, you want to emphasize the you want to emphasize the wiener, P-Money. You want to make sure you have a really big wiener to show people. And people will see the bun, but they really want to see the big wiener. I mean, really, when it's going around the track. I mean, going around the track. So I guess I got to put in for number 3, right? The Slaw Dog. Come on, number 3. Come on, Purple. Let's go. Let's win that race, baby. Let's win the Wienermobile Race this coming up Friday. P-Money's got a lot of money riding on the one on the left. The number 1? Is that what you're going for, P-Money? The number 1? Okay, sir. We'll go for that. I'm going to go for number 3. We'll see what Amy goes for, but there you go, people. There is your Wienermobile racing story of the day, people. Of the day. Not too many broadcasters out there can be a professional show where they go from DEI initiatives in Hollywood to Wienermobile racing at the Indy 500, people. But that's the kind of show that we got here, people. That's the kind of show that we got. That's right, people. All right, well, I've got a very important question for all of you out there. When do you shower? Not that I care. I'm not going to be peeking in the window or anything like that, but it's almost like putting ketchup on a hot dog, yes or no. This is the question that may break the internet. Do you shower in the morning? Or do you shower in the evening, people? I'm from the New York Post. A Mackenzie Beard. Should you shower in the morning or in the evening? A microbiologist has the correct answer out here. Are you a sunrise soaper? Oh, I should probably take that off of the Wienermobile. That might get the wrong impression for people out here. Are you a sunrise soaper or a bedtime bather? Pardon me. P-Money is neither. He is a bubble bath aficionado, apparently. It is the ultimate hygiene debate in America. 2022 Sleep Foundation survey found that 42% of adults start their day with a refreshing rinse, while 25% wait to wash before hitting the hay. Wait a second. 42%. 25%. I'm not supposed to do math on the show, people, but I do believe that's slightly less than 100%. Slightly less. Where those other, I guess the other people just don't take a shower. I guess they're in a bubble bath, Peabody. I guess you got your old Cordray out there. But according to Dr. Primrose Freestone, a senior lecturer in clinical microbiology at the UK's University of Lancaster, there's a clear answer, people. In this slippery showdown when it comes to keeping bacteria, dust, mites, and other welcome bedfellows at bay. But first, they say, what are the benefits of showering? Showering is an essential part of any good hygiene, with 2/3 of Americans making it a daily habit. I guess that's where the other, third or a quarter has disappeared from. When you shower, you're washing away dirt, sweat, and dead skin cells that naturally accumulate on your body, and also singing as well. This is crucial for staying clean and stopping the buildup of bacteria, which can lead to infectious and P-Money body odor, sir. Body odor. Regular showers also keep your pores clean, reduce the chance of breakouts and other skin issues. Experts say that bathing can do wonders for your mental health too. Showering can help reduce stress, anxiety, and depression by releasing mood-boosting hormones, easing muscle tension, and calming the nervous system. That's right. It also helps you think. I'm always in the shower contemplating. You try to take 2 or 3 showers a day, and I always try to contemplate, the water crisis that we have. But let's be honest, they say, feeling cleaned and well-groomed can provide a confidence boost, helping enhance overall self-esteem. Why did Bear specify my body odor? Morning shower loyalists swear it's the best way to wake up and start the day squeaky clean, I would agree. while nighttime devotees arguing that scrubbing off the day's dirt and grime is key to winding down before bed. But there's a surprise player in this debate, and that's your sheets. I was gonna, woo! That's why Bear is a professional. Your sheets. Your sheets. According to Freestone, your body and hair pick up a mixture of pollutants, allergens, sweat, and oil throughout the day, which feed bacteria that can disrupt your skin's natural microbiome. Ooh. Night showers argue that rinsing off before bed helps remove all that buildup before it ends up in your sheets. But Freestone warns that you'll still sweat overnight no matter how cool your bedroom is. Your skin microbes will then eat the nutrients in that sweat. Good God, man, I don't want to think about that. That means by the morning, you'll both have deposited microbes onto your bed sheets, and you'll probably wake up with some BO, P-Money, some body odor. Bear is being very sheety today. Yeah, I might be in a sheety mood, P-Money. You might be true on that. Things get worse if you're not keeping your bedding clean. Dirty sheets can transfer those odor-causing microbes right back onto your freshly scrubbed body while you sleep. Like this lady right here. Look out, lady! There's a whole bunch of microbes. They're right behind you. Look out! That could be like a horror movie now. You think you go into bed all clean, but little do you know, there's microbes eating your skin. Dun, 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 dun. Showering at night also doesn't help stop your body from shredding skin, people. The average person loses about 1.5 grams of dead skin cells per day. According to Dr. Aukvidge, a dermatologist, if you say so. Any kind of friction will chafe off the outer layers of your skin cells, so a lot of it is shed when you're making contact with your sheets in your bed at night. Those flakes can build up in your bedding and become a buffet for dust mites. Oh, think about it. Right before bed, the microscopic pests feed primarily on dead skin and reproduce rapidly. While they don't bite, their droppings can trigger skin irritation and worsen allergy and asthma symptoms. There you go, people. I'm letting you know some good thoughts before you go to bed tonight. Morning showers suggest your body will be cleaner of night-acquired skin microbes when putting on fresh clothes. I have no idea how that works. You'll also start the day with less sweat for odor-producing bacteria to feed on, which will probably help you smell fresher for longer during the day compared to someone who showered at night. P-Money. There you go. By the end of the day, whether you shower in the morning or the night is really a matter of personal What? Hold on. Now, wait a minute. Hold on. I was told there was going to be an answer. Now you're just saying it's personal preference? Gosh, dang it. I was hoping for a definitive conclusion here instead of just, whatever. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. I was trying to turn this into an internet debate. And he says it doesn't really matter. So, gosh dang it. I'm still saying morning showers. Morning showers, people. That's what you need to take. None of these night showers. You got to wash off all those dirt mites before you go out in the day, people. That's what Bear would tell you. That's what old Bear is going to tell you out here, people. All right, people. Well, there you go. Another great story. Another great show. Down the drain once more for another great episode for you great people out here. I just never leave the shower and remain clean 24/7, says P-Money. Well, there you go. That might be a good idea. A good idea. Just some people have like phones in their showers, so maybe you can just pick up the phone during the day and make a couple phone calls. Might get a little hard to do paperwork, but other than that, it might be really awkward if you take a Zoom call, for sure. But other than that, you might have a good idea. Might have a good idea. So is this article under the impression most people don't know about showering, says Amy? Lowest common denominator, Amy. You know, you got to go to the base level of whatever your readership is just to make sure that they know that, hey, you know, you should probably take a shower at least once a day, P-Money. Out here, so yeah, maybe there are some people, either readers or viewers of this channel that might not be so thorough in their cleaning habits out here. So maybe they might need a friendly reminder, just a friendly reminder out there to, you know, hey, scrub off, you know, more than just like once a week out here. You know, come on, for the rest of us, people. That's why Bear just jumps in the river. I'm fine after that. No more mites, anything. Nothing like that. Nothing like that at all. So when are the Armored Knights writing Bears going to be on Civilization? That's a great question. I felt like Harriet Tubman was writing some Bear Knights the other night. They were tough, man. They were definitely tough. What has my wife been DMing Bear about? It has nothing to do with your body odor, P-Money. Nothing at all, sir. I'm sure P-Money has the best of smells out there. I'm trying to say this without being weird, P-Money, but there you go. The best of smells, people. The best. Ah, boy, oh boy. Well, literally, we had 3 stories. Well, you can say 4 with the Trump at the news conference out here. But which, by the way, let me go ahead. Let me add that to it in case you want to happen to check it out. I will try and put it in the description for later on. But there you go. There is the... I would suggest people watch the full thing. Don't just watch the clips. You'll get a little bit better idea of what's going on. But yeah, there you go. That was that Ted Johnson... Oh, how dare Trump go after that reporter when he's just asking a question about a jet? Yeah, when they're talking about frickin' genocide. You know, hey, FDR, you know, we have clear proof over there in Germany that they're doing some bad things to those Jewish folks, but, hey, you know, you might be getting a DC-3 in a couple years, so what's up with that, huh? It's like crying out loud. Ay, people. Can't stand it. So anyways, you just read through the lines, in between the lines, whenever you're reading some of these trades out here. You don't have to have sources like the great Tom Connor out here with all these Hollywood sources. All you gotta do is just check out a couple trades and kind of read between the lines, figure out what's going on. Oh, shoot, I did not have my Penguin story, but they're apparently canceling the Penguin. It's only gonna be a one season thing. So, as Bear has said before, keep an eye out for that stuff. Keep an eye out. Yes, thank you, P-Money. Thank you so much. Definitely check out. It was a long one, but it was definitely fun. I gotta say, I was like about a quarter, halfway through. I was a little bit worried. Once we had the army I moved the army up without putting any defenders in front of them, and that was just dumb, and the army got damaged. The other guys over at the North Pole, I was worried they were going to get defeated, and then it looked like Rome was going to come up through the center there and start attacking Taruga. I was like, okay, I really got a situation here. This could go pear-shaped really quick. I might not have, you might not have caught on with Bear, but I was like, oh crap, I'm trying to expand my empire and not get taken down a peg or two by Harriet Tubman. So yeah, that was definitely it was fun at the very end. That's why Bear was cheering, spoiler alert, when we conquered the cities. So I was like, yeah, right on. That was like winning a race. Like, whew, thank goodness. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do that or not. Say, yeah, come on over, people. We're going to do warfare against Harriet Tubman. And then I'm the one that gets beat. That would be, that'd be kind of bad. That would make Bear not feel very well. Not feel very well at all about that. But there we go. I had to show my wife the catapult because it just looks like it bounces off. Yeah, when it hit that, what was it, the knight? I was like, okay, we're going to take care of this knight with this catapult. It's like the strongest ranged unit that we have so far in the game. Doink! It just bounced right off. Doink! Like, oh, okay, terrific. Well, thanks. Yeah, they got a lot to work on that game. They've got a lot of bugs to fix. I'm just having fun with it. I know a lot of people might have tuned out after the first month or so with all the bugs and all the issues and all just the craziness. I just wanted to see how woke it was. Sort of, kind of woke, I guess. It's just not a very... They're coasting a lot, like Hollywood, like a number of other places. They had a lot of great stuff in the years past with Sid Meier's, and now they're just kind of coasting along. Sid Meier's isn't there anymore, so they're just kind of coasting along on his name. And, yeah, they really needed like another 5 or 6. They should have done like a GTA. They should have just came out and says, yeah, we want to put it out. It's a great game, but we need some more time to work on this game and get it to a better spot. We're trying to look up religious stuff on there to try and figure out how to take care of the missionaries. And P-Money had to go out to Google, someplace on Google linked, figure out how to do that. You'd figure like, okay, shouldn't it be in the game? Shouldn't it tell me here in the game how to do that? Nope. Couldn't find it. Couldn't find it anywhere. So, yeah, they got a lot of issues on that game, but that's enough for now. If you want to check it out, every Monday and Tuesday nights, people, you don't even have to be interested in the game. Just come on, hang on out with Bear, hang on out with friends. You get to tell Bear what to do. P-Money can't tell Bear what to do tonight, but he can on the chat council. He can on there, so. All right, people. All right, I hope we had a good show for you good people. If you enjoyed it, please hit that thumbs up button for Bear. He does appreciate it. Oh, so very much. I got to do it for you people. I'm not doing it for me, that's for sure. Well, I sort of am. It's funny just to sound off on some of these people, but I hope you got something out of it tonight as well. Yes, indeed. Well, let me thank P-Money and Mrs. P-Money, of course, having to deal with old smelly P-Money out here and all the little P-Moneys. Amy and Melissa. By the way, Amy, D&Q tonight. We'll see if there's a D&Q. Hopefully they're going to do Mission Impossible. Amy, talk Mike into doing a Mission Impossible D&Q tonight. Please. That would be a great one. That'd be a great one. But anyways, thank you, Amy. Thank you, Melissa. Thank all of our Russian bots and lurkers. I haven't heard from them. Well, you tell them Bear told you. Tell them Bear told you that they should probably do a Mission Impossible. That'd be a good one for tonight. Oh, and also tell Kevin thanks. I sent him an email, and he responded back. But if you happen to see him on the show tonight, if they do a show tonight, tell Kevin thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Amy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Anyways, Russian bots, lurkers galore. We appreciate each and every one of you. But you know what, people? All this talk about racing Oscar Mayer Wienermobiles has made Bear hungry. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time. Grrr. Night, everyone.